Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and Alpha Swarms might be one of the most popular PokeMMO updates we've ever gotten, seeing as I'm clearly in queue trying to log into the game, and this happens pretty much every time you might want to log into PokeMMO at the moment during the severe hype of the release of Alpha Swarms. So it only makes sense that I sit down and take a minute to explain to you guys everything about Alpha Swarms, and there's a surprising amount of depth and detail. The most important thing to understand with Alpha Swarms is when they occur, so let's go ahead and start with that. Alpha Swarms last 75 minutes now after the recent buff to their timer and occur once every day in PokeMMO in-game time between the hours of 0000 to 1944. The reason they don't appear between 1945 and 2400 is to allow the 75-minute time period for you to catch the alpha. If an alpha started at 2200, for example, it would last until around 200 the next day, and that would be 2 Alpha Swarms in one day, and the whole cycle would be kind of ruined. I know that's a lot to process and very convoluted and confusing, so hopefully the graphic on screen now can help ease things up and give a little more of a visual guide. A simpler way to put it is that Alpha Swarms happen 4 times a day in IRL time, so once every human day, 4 Alpha Swarms happen. The best way to think about it is that they are broken up into 4 6-hour segments, and an Alpha Swarm could happen anywhere once during each of those segments. So Alphas could be nearly back to back, or they could be 11 hours apart at the longest. It's also important to note that you do need 8 gym badges within the region the alpha is contained to be able to see it and battle it. You can tell when an alpha is happening because there will be alert on the in-game map. However, it does mostly spread through word of mouth, so making sure you're in an active team, Discord, or watching global chat are all super important ways to keep track of it if you want to actively hunt alpha Pokemon. Alpha Swarms have been confirmed to be a permanent feature and not event specific, which has been a little confusing because they did come out on the 10th year anniversary specific part 3 patch, which it turns out to essentially be a endgame balancing patch and sort of a balancing patch to wrap up the event as opposed to an extension or part of the event. Now let's move on to why you should catch Alpha Swarm Pokemon. What makes them special? What makes them important? Alpha Swarms make pretty good money, only taking around 5 to 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most to catch if you get pretty unlikely, and you'll end up making around, the average rate is around 100k Pokeyen to 1 mil on each catch. You can make a little less, you can make a little more. It's super dependent. That is also at the time of recording. Around 100k to 1 mil is the typical average range. Alpha Pokemon are what bring hidden abilities into the game and breeders for other hidden ability Pokemon, especially if you want them to remain alpha. So they'll always be a consistent part of the PokeMMO economy when relating to breeding and having hidden ability Pokemon at all. Now, alphas can be super tough to catch, so make sure you are prepared when you go catch them. I personally bring a catching Breloom and 2 catching Smeargles, one with Soak, just in case the Pokemon is a grass or a ghost type alpha. This allows you to soak it and then either false swipe or spore respectively through its original typing. And then I also bring a high level Pokemon and an HM friend for travel because sometimes you will need things like Rock Smash, Strength, Surf, Waterfall, or even Rock Climb in some instances. Some people were using Sturdy Endeavor Aerons during the early part of this update, but that has been patched, so that does no longer work. I also recommend packing a ton of timer balls and revives just in case. Timer balls become super beneficial at these alpha Pokemon when they do take a really long time to catch and are just really difficult to catch. Timer ball catch rate goes up to 4 times at around turn 8 or turn 10, I believe. They can be very powerful. If you accidentally kill an alpha Pokemon or fail to defeat it in whiteout, you can actually still run back and encounter the alpha Pokemon again as long as it's still around. Now, as of the recent update, if you run away from an alpha Pokemon instead of failing to defeat it and whiting out, if you run away, there will actually be a 2-minute penalty where you can't encounter it again. So if you're going to fail to catch it, you might as well white out, but it might depend. Sometimes that 2-minute timer might be a little faster. Alpha Swarm Pokemon can be shiny or even secret shiny. This is a big change since alpha Pokemon were actually shiny locked during the 10-year anniversary event. So there are technically 2 different types of alphas, but we'll get into that quickly in a sec. But it is important to note that you cannot try to run away from an alpha Pokemon, reset them, run back, and re-encounter them, hoping for a shiny. If your first encounter is not a shiny, then it's not shiny, and there's no way to change that. The smaller Pokemon alongside the main alpha Pokemon also have a chance of having access to their hidden ability, so you can catch them and maybe make a little bit of extra money on the side. Lastly, it is worth mentioning in a little bit more detail that there are technically two different types of alpha Pokemon, or at least two different releases of alphas that function in different ways. The 10-year anniversary event alphas were used to test the mechanic, and the permanent alpha swarm alphas, I'm going to refer to these as event alphas and modern alphas from this point on forward. Event alphas had exclusive alpha Pokemon that will not be returning in the form of the Kanto starter Pokemon. Event alphas also had guaranteed 15 plus across all IVs, but no guaranteed 31s, whereas the modern alphas have guaranteed 2 times 31 IVs on each catch. Well, almost all the modern Pokemon, for whatever reason, the first couple modern alphas released, being Crobat and Patrat, only had 1 times 31s guaranteed, but I assume that was because the devs just wanted to test the waters. But from this point on, every modern alpha will have a guaranteed 2 times 31, unless something changes. Alright, this should cover everything in great detail about Alpha Swarms. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. If this video was helpful or even mildly entertaining, let me know by liking the video. It helps out a ton. Dislike it if you didn't, that's also okay. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see daily PokeMMO content. I upload at least 1 video every day and stream Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. There's also a Discord link down below if you want to join a really cool community or get pings in my Discord for whenever alphas happen. It's a great way. Join the Discord, sign up for pings. That's how I am always alerted about them and get them just in time. And then if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel and get a little your name shown at the end of videos like this, you can become a YouTube member for $5 a month, drop a Twitch Prime or a Twitch sub over on my Twitch, or most importantly, PayPal and Venmo are actually the best ways to support since they take less of a cut on those platforms. So thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Best of luck on your Alpha Swarms. Hey, thanks for watching till the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And if your name is on here, I appreciate you even a little more. Thank you so much to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports the channel financially. It allows me to do what I do and just focus on making the best PokeMMO content possible. So thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Peace.